the question was posed, do you believe in premarital sex? And I'm just saying the world would be a better place if people wasn't having sex with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of premarital sex. That's all I'm saying.
Coel, you know,
said don't have sex
Look,
at all, though.
shout out to premarital sex. I have no problem with testing the waters before I invested. I did that with my wife. It is what it is.
If you're coming from a mentor perspective, you're telling somebody don't do something while actively doing the very thing that you're telling them not to do. Not only that, but with a smile on your face. How do you reconcile telling that person, hey, this is bad for you, don't do this, and then still be doing it? That would make, like, to just to put yourself in the mind of the person that's watching it, they would never believe you. I think the hard part is, and this is kind of what Kenny was speaking to, is that, and I can understand what Coel said when he said a wise man learns from another man's mistakes. When you make a mistake, you tend to deviate from the decisions that you made that created that mistake. But if you're a man watching another man and that man tells you don't do this, but they're actively doing the very thing they're telling you not to do, that's where I think Kenny is talking about. How do you reconcile that? How do you look somebody in the eye and tell them don't do this? This comes with this many problems, yada yada yada, while at the same time saying, well, I'm still doing it. They're gonna look at you and be like, well, if you can do it, I can do it.
But that goes to his point though. If you know somebody doing heroin and he nodding off and, hey, Sweeney, don't ever do this, but he nodding off. If your silly ass goes and still do heroin, there's
a difference between heroin and sex, bro. We're talking about that nigga ain't looking sad and nodding off saying, hey, bro. That nigga with a smile on his face or something down the street, then come back down the street and tell you, hey, bro.
But when they taking all of his child support checks and he can't see his kids and he in family court, that is him nodding off.
But if you do this right,
think of it. Is that your circumstance?
No, man. Come on, you don't gotta personalize everything, man. You'll learn it if we get on here talking about
question. No, you will learn how to.
But you do this a lot, man. Okay.
By asking you questions, qualifying your statements. It's just a conversation, as JR would say. So it's not a feminine quality to hold you to the things you say, because it actually is do as I say, not as I do, because you're a poor example of showing them that I did it the right way. You understand?
No, I wasn't saying that.
You not only did it once, you did it twice. So when did you learn?
I wasn't saying that it's the feminine quality to do that. I was saying, listen. I said it is a response of a woman to be worried about what somebody else is doing when you should be doing the right thing. That's a response of a woman to be saying, oh, they doing it. I would tell a man, why you worried about what he doing? You should be doing the right thing. Just because he fucking a lot of chicks don't mean you.
I think the difference is if you're coming from a mentor perspective, you're telling somebody don't do something while actively doing the very thing that you're telling them not to do. Not only that, but with a smile on your face. How do you reconcile telling that person, hey, this is bad for you, don't do this, and then still be doing it? That would make, like, to put yourself in the mind of the person that's watching it, they would never believe you. They would never, like, granted, you can sit here and say, all right, let's say, you know what I mean, there's this nigga down there that got 3 baby mamas and 5 kids. But then he'd be like, well, and Kenny would ask, is that your situation? Well, no, that ain't my situation. I'm good. Okay, then. So that meant I had hold on, wait. So that meant, well, then, Coel, I can have the same situation as you. I don't have to have the situation where the dude with 5 baby mamas. I could be just like you, where I could go out here and smash something and not make 5 baby mamas and a bunch of child support payments. You hear how if you're active, it's hard to
I get that. Yeah, I get that for sure.
That's called the Sweeney. That's called the do as I say, not as I do.
That's what Kenny said it was.
I feel like that's still being irresponsible. Like I hear what y'all saying, but that's still on the person that's receiving the information. That's them being irresponsible. If I tell you that, hey, if I'm barbecuing and I'm picking meat off of the grill, and I say, "Hey, this is hot. Don't do this." And that person goes and do it because they see me doing it. I've built up the tolerance to do it.
What?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm saying,
so much
I'm
that
saying,
he don't feel that
you
shit.
said I couldn't use the heroin. You said I couldn't use the heroin.
It is
Example,
too early
so
in the show for your toaster to be overheating.
Stall him out. Stall him out, Gooch. Stall him out.
It's just a different example. Since I can't use the heroin, I don't see how it's different. Let
me say this.
Somebody,
let me say this.
You gotta do it.
I got another.
On to the next topic, guys.
So if somebody dropped out of school and they're telling you, hey, whatever you do, don't drop out of school, and you go and drop out of school, whose fault is that for you not taking the
bro? It's like,
but there's a difference because
hold on. The thing is, and this is why I think it's fucked up, because this all came about me saying we should tell people not to have sex when that's really the right thing to do, but everybody just got everybody in their mind has such a they just want to fuck. So it's just like, oh no, we can't do that. People gonna want to fuck anyway. So if they gonna do it, how you gonna do it? You have sex. How you gonna tell people not to have sex? I'm not saying I don't have sex. I'm just saying in reality, the question was posed: do you believe in premarital sex? And I'm just saying the world would be a better place if people wasn't having sex with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of premarital sex. That's all I'm saying.
Coel,
you said don't have sex
at all, though. I have no problem with testing the waters before I invested. I did that with my wife. It is what it is. But one thing, what I did with my son, man, look, I know it's gonna happen. He gonna get some ass. He gonna get opportunities. I got to make sure my son's educated. I got to make sure my son knows how to put on a condom properly. So I did what I had to do. I showed him how to put on a condom. I told him the consequences. Every time you lay down with a woman, every time you taking no chance on getting her pregnant. You don't want to be a teenage father. I've been down that road. I was 20 when I had my daughter. You don't want to go down that road if you don't have to. It's not a road you want to go down, because now it's not about you no more. It's about that child. So you got to teach them all the pitfalls, all the consequences, all the things that could possibly happen if he was to do that. So that's how I did it. I mean, people do it how they want. You can sit there and say, don't have sex, man. Guess what? When people told us not to do something, shit, we went even harder to try to get it, try to do it. We know it. When we was young, we did it. Don't do this. And guess what we did? We did exactly what they told us not to do. So I believe in educating your children, letting them know what it is, let them know the consequences, let them know the outcomes could possibly be, the scenarios that could possibly be if you go down this road and you mess around and get one of these tech kids pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
never going to be the one to, my bad. You got it.
No, I was going to say, just to kind of sum it up a little bit, man, if I had to lean on the side to pick when we having this conversation, it would probably be to lead by example. And I know it may be difficult because we probably already, committed to doing something we weren't supposed to be doing. And so now we're trying to preach to our children and trying to catch them up like, look, you don't want to do this. If they don't see you do it, it's a possible chance that it'll work for them. But I'm going to use an example of you sitting in the car and your child sitting in the back and they watch you bite your nails, and then they start biting their nails, and then you tell them don't bite their nails, and then kids will do it. But Dad, but you bite your nails, or but Dad, I see you do this. So they do speak up and they are watching you, even though you don't think they're watching you. But anybody that's have young kids, they watch you at an early age because this is what they're doing. They just observing. I mean, think about when they're in backseat, they're looking out the window, they're looking everywhere, they noticing things. Green light, red light. As they get older, they just start talking because they're watching everything. So they're watching you, they're listening to your conversations, they listening to the shows that you're watching. So all that ratchet shit you watching, Zeus and VH1 and all, they're listening. So they're not stupid. But you do have to me, in my opinion, if I had to lean, I would say you have a better chance. It's not a guarantee. Nothing in life is a guarantee. But if you want to at least try to strengthen it and you want to lean in a certain direction, I would say lean on the part of leading by example and just hope for the best after that point.
I was going to add
how
to
do you
it.
do that?
Basically, in Coel's situation, right? Let's say that's the message he would preach, right? Then he will walk the journey with him. That's how you would do it. If you truly wanted those kids to believe what you said, you will walk the journey. You will be the first one to walk the journey. And then they will be able to follow you. Even if you made the mistake in the past, even if you have kids out of wedlock, even if you can say, look at my mistakes and look how I'm walking now. Fact. This is the man you follow. But you can't be the one that's still pissing and shitting all over the place and telling somebody don't be pissing and shitting all over the place. At that point, they're going to look at you as a hypocrite. But if you're trying to walk the path if you're actively trying to walk the path that you're trying to preach to them, they're more likely to follow you. They're more likely to listen to you.
No, facts.
At the end of the day,
I believe that.
I
believe that.
We're talking about like a human emotion, bro, like a hormone, a signal to your brain that is telling you have sex. Like, I'm not sure if y'all have sons, but you might catch your son playing with himself at like 3 or 4 years old. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what the fuck? You know, and the mom's like, what do I do? It's like, shit, I don't know. Like, Al Bundy did the shit on this show. I don't know where the fuck this kid learned this shit from. You know what I'm saying? But his thing is hard and he playing with himself at 3, bro. 3, 4 years old.
But then that's why we got to push marriage in our community also. We push marriage and family. That's the best way. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we push it young and all that. I was just saying the best possible way for society, bro. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the champion for no sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying the best way for society. I was just answering the question, you know?